Devin Haney wins a 12-round unanimous points decision over Regis Prograis. Now, to say that, I'm not surprised. So to say Devin Haney won a unanimous decision over Prograis, that's what I expected. I said that in my prediction video. Well, it wasn't really a prediction video. I said it in my preview on Thursday that I expected Haney to win, loosely from the fact that when I watched Prograis' last fight prior to this, he was in there against someone who was negative, who was moving, and Prograis really struggled in that fight. Now, bear in mind, that guy is not even in the same universe as Devin Haney. So if you're struggling and the opponent in that fight is making an argument that he won, and he is, as I said, leveled below Devin Haney, how are you going to cope when you're in there with Devin Haney? Now, my logic going into this fight was that maybe he didn't fully take his opponent in that fight serious, and he's going to be switched on in the zone against Devin Haney. Having said that, I still expected Haney to be just too sharp, too young, too fresh, and for him to be a little bit more rejuvenated at 140 pounds. I did not remotely, and I mean I did not remotely expect the fight to be this one-sided. This really surprised me. Devin Haney winning? No, expected that. But I expected even in a win. So I said that I reckoned it would be a kind of 8-4, 9-3 type of fight, which would be a fairly clear win for Devin Haney. But I expected Prograis to always be in it, if that makes sense. To win a couple of rounds, and even in the rounds Devin Haney's winning, have to really think about what he's doing, have to really work for the round. So by the end of it, you would say, well, Haney, clear winner, but it was competitive throughout. This right here was just, it was honestly, it was like two different categories of fighters. It really was in there. You had Prograis and you had Haney. It was massive, the chasm between the two. In terms of Haney, you know, Haney at 135 pounds, I've been saying it for a while now, since probably even before the Kambosos fight, the first one, that Haney at that weight looked very bad. When I say he looked very bad, I mean he looked very bad at the weigh-in. On fight night, he was still able to do what he needed to do. He still had some energy. He was still, you know, all right. But at the weigh-ins, he looked horrendous. He looked horrendous at those weigh-ins. At 140, 5 pounds extra, by his own admission, he said he feels like a different fighter. You know, he feels like he can just, you know, it's all a little bit easier. It's not as stressful. He's more strong. He's hitting harder. And it was evidence in this fight. You know, Haney is not someone I would associate with being a particularly devastating puncher, but he hurt Prograis a couple of times in there, dropped him with a straight right hand in the third round. He used that straight right hand to good effect. Straight away, every little mistake that Prograis was making, every time he tried to launch an attack, Haney was making him pay. And I said going into this fight that, in my opinion, the best probably thing Prograis could do is try and make himself compact, try and just throw caution to the wind and go for it. No. That Devin Haney had all... I think Devin Haney had all the bases covered in this fight. And Prograis, he just wasn't able to... He obviously struggles with movers. It's obviously apparent to see that. He just wasn't able to get a grip of what Devin Haney was doing. Haney's jab was on point. Devin Haney has some tremendous footwork. It might be some of the best footwork in boxing. You know, it's up there with Lomachenko and people like that in terms of footwork. It's tremendous. His judge's distance is good. As I said, he's hitting a little bit harder by the looks of things. One thing that really kind of jumped out at me in this fight when I was watching it was Devin Haney is coming up from 135. Prograis has been established at that weight for many, many years. And Devin Haney in there, for me, he looked the bigger of the two. And that really kind of, when I seen him, I was like, if you had told me before, if I didn't know, and you said one of these fighters is moving up in weight, right, and I didn't know each of their histories, I'd be saying, oh, it's Prograis. It's the guy who's losing. He's the guy who's moving up in weight because he looks smaller. No, it's Devin Haney. So God only knows what he was cutting. Honestly, God only knows, because no sooner has he done this and he's gone pick up the BBC title, they've been saying that Bill Haney was kind of saying, oh yeah, we'll keep hold of this belt for a little while and then, you know, we'll look to 147. So already they're talking about potentially going to 147. Now, he does seem more comfy at this weight, but that just shows how big he is, that it's literally going to be a case of, right, well, I'm here, but I won't be here long, and then it's the 147. So Devin Haney, he definitely has that. He can go through those weights. At 147 now, you have Crawford and Boots Ennis, you have Spence, Well, Spence might be going to 154. Who else do you have? I'm just trying to think, because let's say Crawford goes up to 154. You're really left with Boots Ennis. You don't really have anyone at that, you know, top level, so to speak. You have a Stanionis. I mean, Conor Benn, well, is he fighting Eubank? And if he goes and fights at welterweight, you know, I mean, where is he? He's not a world level welterweight, in my opinion. You know, welterweight, it's when you look at it on the surface, you know, we've always had some very, very good, you know, welterweight's always been one of those divisions where it's been like always consistently names and consistently good fighters. Now you're like, the only people who are going to be the main guys at welterweight are the guys from 140 who are never really going to move up, your Lopez's, your Garcias, etc. So welterweight's seeming a bit thin now. So maybe he will, maybe he'll look and just decide, you know what, some of those belts get stagnated. If I can't get the fights at 140, all right, let's go welterweight. Maybe he'll do that. That's what they're talking about. So overall, I thought this was a great performance from Devin Haney. You know, you look at his resume at 25 years old. Linares, Lomachenko, although I felt Lomachenko should have won that fight, but nevertheless, it's still on his record. Jojo Diaz, Regis Prograis, Kambosos twice. A very, very, very good resume Devin Haney has got for himself. A very good resume. I'm probably forgetting names as well. And, you know, I think that the sky could be the limit with this guy. It really could be, because he really is a very, very talented and impressive young fighter. 25 years old. That style is not it's not the most fan-pleasing style. I think that's fair to say. But that style will guarantee him longevity. It will guarantee him longevity because he's never really getting hit. You know, he is just outboxing these guys. You look at Devin Haney, you think he's not taking any abuse in there. And I would imagine he's taking very little in the gym. So this guy has a style that he's going to be able to go long in his career. He's going to have a long career with that type of style. You know, as much as I like people like Subriel Matias and people like that, that style where you throw 100 punches around and you do take a few, that's going to wear you out a lot quicker than the way Devin Haney does it. So, credit to Devin Haney again. Like I said, I thought he'd win this fight, but to win it, it was 120-107 on every scorecard. And that's like, you can't even make a case that Prograis won a round in there. You know? And I remember waking up this morning and I was like, okay, it was about like 7 o'clock I woke up and I was like, Devin Haney wins at a 120-107. Is this really going to be good to watch? It was good to watch. It was good to watch. Believe me. Devin Haney, can't fault them. Can't fault them on that. A lot of talk about who was the fighter of the year this year. Is it Inoue? Is it Crawford? Is it Haney? Well, he staked his claim to it with that, definitely. He definitely has. So it's going to be interesting to see what Devin Haney does next. There's obviously fights there. Like, I'd love to see him fight Teofimo Lopez. I would love to see that fight. Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. I, again, don't know who I'd fancy in that fight, to be honest with you. Lopez is, on his day, amazing. But on his worst day, oh boy. You know, and then, you know, if you want to keep it in Matchroom, you know, Jack Cattrall, there you go. They're talking to try and get Josh Taylor, but if they can't get that, why not just do Jack Cattrall? I think Devin Haney will probably stop Jack Cattrall, to be honest with you, but there you go, we can give it a go. So that's my thoughts on that. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Did you, like me, envision Devin Haney winning the fight, but nowhere near this level of domination? Like, I honest to God, I'm always been high on Regis Prograis, as I've said several times. And I thought, okay, the age is a worry. His last fight was a worry. But he should still have enough in the tank to be competitive. Was not expecting that. Was not expecting that. So, shout out to Devin Haney every time. Credit to him. Absolutely fantastic performance. This guy's going places. He really, truly is. He's going places. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the video, people. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. For now, lads and lassies, I will leave you with that. Peace.